I'm gonna be staring at this wall, this one, for a whole hour. And the reason why is because Dr. K, this psychiatrist, he stated how it's one of the best forms of meditation is just to stare at a blank wall for an hour. And I'm gonna do that. And he said, like, some people cry, some people laugh, some people I don't know, are so insanely bored, some people feel nothing, get nothing out of it, but I've decided, let's do it. So I'm gonna set a timer on my phone. I thought I was gonna record this, but I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna record it just because I don't have enough storage on my camera for an hour, but just to prove it to ya, the date and time, 7:14, ooh, okay, 7:14 p.m., December 12th, ooh, okay, and I'm gonna set an alarm for 1 hour. Oh my gosh, I was kind of dreading it, to be honest, but set an alarm for a timer for 1 hour, and yeah, so here we go. I'll see you guys in an hour.
A few moments later.
Okay, 8:15. Oh, same day, 8:15, the 12th. All right, my thoughts. That was the fastest yet longest hour. Okay, I don't know exactly how to describe it, but in the beginning, like, I couldn't look at the time at all, right? I stared at this freaking wall. I'll show you again, this wall here, and I noticed that my mind was creating like different shadows, and like my eyes were like creating different shadows, and you know, like I realized my mind is so like creative and so imaginative, which I never really had given myself a chance to just let my mind imagine whatever it wants to, you know. And I would see like my eyes would just create like shadows and images and things. It was kind of crazy, honestly, because I've never done this before. I've never sat and stared at a wall for an hour, so first time for everything. But and then my wall, I don't know if you can see, but it has like, ooh, hold on, let me, okay, it has like tiny little like holes. Can't see it. Okay, whatever. Ooh, okay. It has tiny little holes like on the, like, 'cause of the paint, so it's like really tiny, so that I would like look at the different holes and then like I just stare at them, and they kind of intrigued me. And I thought about so many different things, like songs came into my mind. I was thinking of like TikToks, and I was like envisioning like scrolling on TikTok, and like my mind was just trying to entertain me in so many ways. I thought about how philosophers and people in the past like literally would stare at different things because they didn't have phones and stuff to entertain them. And I thought about how the highest version of myself, like I wouldn't go on TikTok and distract myself. I wouldn't watch Netflix and all these random things. Like, yeah, for entertainment, for fun once in a while, sure, but like constantly all the time, why am I on these social media apps? And then I thought about how everything's a distraction, and that's what we're fighting right now. Like, we're not fighting anything super major like we did in the past. We're fighting we need to fight technology in a way, okay? And so I was really thinking about, I was pondering about this a lot, and I was like, who actually sits and stares at a wall? Like, think about it, you know, like no one does this. No, like who actually meditates for more than an hour, right? Or like even 10 minutes a day, every day. So no wonder people's focus is so bad, because I dreaded doing this in the beginning, and now like I could do another hour and another hour after that, I think. So I realized like my mind like my mind creates random things for me to be entertained, and I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but this was very insightful. I didn't cry. I didn't get super emotional. My eyes are very tired by just staring at the same place, but it felt peaceful for me, and it felt like finally I was giving my mind a break. Like, I felt like I was finally letting my mind just chill and not like do anything crazy, you know, not okay. This is how it felt. I was letting my mind just not do anything crazy and not process any information, not, you know, I wasn't stuffing myself. Like, I realized like I was giving my mind a detox. Like, now I'm being healthy. Like, how, as much as I care about my physical health, like my mental health is what I'm caring about, and I'm taking care of my mind. And, you know, I'm very strict about what I put in my body, and I'm very conscious. More than strict, I'm very conscious. And so this kind of gave me a realization that I need to be conscious about my mind as well. And maybe you need to be conscious about your mind. So I would recommend you to do this. It feels long, and you don't even know if it's been like 5 minutes or like 30, you know, in the beginning. But later on, like when that alarm went off, I didn't expect it at all. You know, I was like, wait, maybe I'm still at 30 minutes, but it was an hour. But I don't know, it felt really good. And this is something I definitely do again. But like, I never realized my wall had this many details, and I was like, my mind was just going all over the place, just like creating images. I was thinking of the past, I was thinking of my younger self, I was thinking of other people in the family. There were so many things I was thinking of, like what my future was gonna hold. I was thinking about the highest version of myself, and I was just like, I was thinking and thinking and thinking, and I hadn't thought that much in an hour alone by myself. So yeah, I stared at this wall for an hour, and this is how I felt. Nothing super duper crazy, but at the same time, like, I literally stared at my wall. I stared at my wall for an hour. So I don't know. Yeah. There were some like really good things that I was thinking about, but I kind of lost my train of thought. Like, I forgot what I was even thinking about. But I will say, like, time kind of flew by. Like, I wasn't expecting the timer to go off. And then in the beginning though, I was like, wait, did I actually set a timer? Like, what if I didn't? You know, I'm like, when do I stop? But yeah, I guess overall, like, you need this because we don't let ourselves get bored. And that's the biggest struggle. That's the biggest fight that you're gonna ever face, is to get yourself to be bored. I know it's so simple, but like, you gotta be bored. I've got to be bored more often so that I can actually think, and my mind can actually my mind can actually work instead of consuming. Like, my mind is literally obese. Okay, like, my mind is just like, it's been consuming for so much for so many years. And you know what I also thought about? I remember this. I was like vividly remembering this. When I was 13, when I got my first phone, I remember saying how this phone was gonna like change my, like, this phone was going to like have such a big impact on my life. Like, I didn't know anything much about it, but I was like, if like once I get this phone, like, my life was not going to be the same. And it wasn't, right? Like, I remember my life before my phone, like my iPhone, and then after my iPhone, like, I was like hooked on games and device. Like, I remember I used to play this game agar.io. I like to call it Agario. I would play that game for hours and hours, and then what did I get? You know, I'd play so many video games and so much random stuff like that. What did I get out of it? So technically I was right. When I was 13, I was a wise little 13-year-old. And I gave myself like 7 years to be, 7 years I was distracted, and all of them, I'm 20 now. So all that time, like, all it did when I was on it was just take my attention away from me. It's making your brain so obese and unstable, and it's like the secret killer. It's like the silent killer, you know? Like, you don't realize it until you do something like this and you stare at a freaking wall for an hour and you realize, wait, like, why am I on my phone like that? I don't know, it just gets you thinking. Yeah, it's very insightful. And I think this is definitely beneficial for people that are like addicts, people that are, you know, stuck on their phone all the time and they like need it. So yeah, that's what I got out of it. I would recommend. Bye. Love you.